Today's video is going to be about addiction and AA meetings and just everything along those lines. I've been attending AA meetings for a couple of weeks now. I don't go because I'm addicted to alcohol, but I do have other addictions. I believe the root of all addiction is the same. It comes from pain, it comes from emotional turmoil. And because there isn't support groups for my addictions, I go to AA. And let me tell you, it has been a world of help. Being around people who understand the struggle for control. Being around people who know what it's like to have to sit on your hands so you don't go for the bottle or the knife or the drugs. People who struggle with addiction, there's no specific demographic or gender or race or anything that addiction affects. Alcoholism, drug addiction, self-harm, eating disorders, it affects people of all ages. And there's just really no way to pinpoint, who it's going to affect or who's going through what. The people at these AA meetings, the people that I see there, there's people that are 20 years old, and there's people that are 80 years old. Everybody who comes from different walks of life, their reason for the addiction. But the one common thing that I see is how addiction can ruin people. It can take somebody's completely, seemingly normal life and just tear it down, tear it into shambles, and it just ruins people. And it just kind of makes me laugh. Everybody who comes there, like I said, is completely different, and I've learned to love all of them for very different reasons. One gentleman said last week, he says, "I can't change what happened yesterday, but I can't guarantee I'll be here tomorrow." And just talking about how important it is to just live from day to day. And when you have an addiction, going from day to day is very hard. Making it through the day without giving in. And somebody else pointed out today that there's not such a thing as a slip. When you have an addiction, there's not such a thing as a slip because everything is premeditated. You don't just accidentally put the bottle to your mouth and guzzle down a half bottle of vodka. That's not an accident. It takes planning. You think, okay, I'm gonna check my bank account. I'm gonna go to the store. You walk around, you pick which kind of vodka. Go home, you look at it for a while, and then you decide to drink it. Based on, whatever happened that day or whatever you're feeling, or maybe you just do it because you want to do it. But there are no slips. It's all premeditated. My first AA meeting, I was a little bit uncomfortable initially when I walked in because I didn't know how to address myself. There's a whole protocol that you have to go about. You say your name, you say your addiction, and then you tell them why you're there. First week, I didn't know how to address myself because I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not really addicted to drugs, but I am addicted to pain. I am addicted to hurting myself physically, emotionally, mentally, any way that you can. And, we don't always know why we feel like we have to do that. Sometimes people don't know why they have to drink, or they don't know why they have to take drugs, but you just know that you feel like you have to do it. Like I said, it's a choice, and, it's all premeditated. But I guess the best thing you can do is get help and find support and do what you can to get better. It's a life. Addictions are lifelong struggles. They never go away. Once you are an alcoholic, you are an alcoholic for life. Once you self-harm, you are a self-harmer for life. And that struggle never goes away. There's people at the meetings that have been sober for 20 years. And then there's been people who have been sober for 2 days. There's some people who come there that aren't sober at all. They're so drunk off their ass that they can hardly even say their name. But you know what? They're there. They're getting help, and they're doing what they can. And another thing that I noticed there is people always say how happy they are to be there. They say, I'm so-and-so, this is my addiction, and I'm happy to be here. I think you learn to take life for granted when you don't struggle on a daily basis. When you just think that, oh, I'm going to live for another 20 years. But when you have an addiction, you can take it too far. And that day might be your last. And so, I mean, these people are truly grateful to be here. And they're not just saying, I'm truly grateful to be at this meeting. I'm truly grateful to be alive. And I respect that. And I understand that. And I am so damn proud of every single one of those people that are there. I've only been to a few meetings. I only know a few people by their first name. But I'm there for support for my addictions, and I'm there to support other people. And I know they're thankful, and I'm thankful. It shows. People are incredibly supportive, and you walk in, and people will just come up to you and introduce themselves and ask you, so, hey, what's your problem? And it's just, like, completely normal, because if you weren't there to talk about your problems, like, what are you doing there? Initially, when I started going, I went because I was bored. I went because I'm going into psychiatry, and I wanted to know how alcoholism affects people. But after going and realizing that it can be beneficial to any type of addiction, it's a support group for hurting people. It's a support group of people who have gone through utter shit. Or it's a support group for people that just need to be around other people that understand the lack of control. And like I said, it's beneficial in many ways. So I really encourage you, if you are suffering from any type of addiction, alcoholism, drug addiction, self-harm, eating disorders, anything, an AA group can help you. Because it's not all about the alcohol. It's about the support. And I think that a 12-step program can be good for any type of addiction. I've never been on a 12-step program, but I wouldn't be opposed. People talk so highly of it and how these 12-step programs have saved their lives. And no, it's not something that you can just change overnight. The 12-step program is hard. It is really hard. I'm sitting there looking at the rules on the wall, and it's very, I wouldn't say religious-based, but kind of religious-based. And myself struggling with where I'm at in my walk with God, I wasn't completely open to the idea of really letting that back in. But somebody made a really great point today. When they refer to God as the higher power, like she said, she's not very religious, but she's spiritual. Earth is her God. Stars can be her God. God can be her God. Anything that represents a higher power to her, that has control over her, is her God. And I get that. And I really respect that. And so, like I said, seriously, if you're struggling with anything any type of addiction, or you just feel like you need support for just everyday struggles, check out an AA meeting. I thought that because I wasn't there for alcohol, that people would push me away, or that they wouldn't want me to be there, or that they would feel uncomfortable. And that's not it at all. They're just as happy that you're there as you are that they're there getting help as well. And I wouldn't take back a minute of it. It's been so great, and yeah, and I'm just gonna leave off with that today. So, comment, subscribe, like, comment down below. What do you guys think? Have you ever been to an AA meeting? What was your experience? Did you go there for alcohol, or did you go there for something else? Yeah, just let me know, and I will see you with another new video. Bye, guys!